Okay, a question's been raised about the doctrine of original sin. So let's look at that doctrine very briefly. Over the centuries, the church has promoted the doctrine of original sin. That is, because Adam disobeyed God, all humans are born into sin and have no power to save themselves. Therefore, God had to find a way to save humankind. And according to the Christian church, that way is through the suffering and death of Jesus. Now, I hear ministers, scholars, and theologians all the time quoting Paul and trying to explain the origin of original sin based on the Adam and Eve story in Genesis. The problem with that is there was no biblical Adam and Eve. It's a made-up story. Humans have never been perfect and have never lived in a perfect world. Therefore, the whole argument is flawed from the very beginning. If we were created in the image and likeness of God, why would anyone believe that infants are born sinful? The idea of original sin is an invention of Christianity. No other religion shares that doctrine. St. Augustine devised that original sin was transmitted from generation to generation through sexual intercourse. Of course, he didn't explain exactly how this could happen. But the fact is, when we're born, we're not born with the stain of sin upon us. Rather, we're born innocent and sinless. As we grow and learn and gain life experiences, we make choices concerning our behavior. Certainly, our environment can and does influence our actions to some extent. But ultimately, as we become responsible adults, we make a conscious choice whether we will do good or evil. Since we have free will, humankind is capable of both. The actions of other human beings, or even our ancestors, have no bearing whatsoever on whether we are sinful or not. Our salvation has to do with our relationship with God and our behavior in the world. The doctrine of original sin is a false doctrine that's been used by the church to coerce or scare people into accepting their brand of religion. It's an invention of man that has no basis in Scripture, and it should be discarded. I hope this answers some of your questions about this false doctrine.